Welcome to the new video of Mystical Islam for all the viewers. Esteemed viewers, when the prophet of the end times, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, completed the mission of spreading goodness and the religion of truth in this world, signs of his departure from this world began to appear in his words and actions. During Ramadan, he observed itikaf for 20 days, and Angel Jibril recited the Quran to him twice. He said to his daughter, the princess of the universe, Sayyida Fatima al-Zahra, may Allah be pleased with her, I feel that my final time has come. When he sent Sayyidina Mu'adh bin Jabal to Yemen, he advised him, O Mu'adh, perhaps after this year you will not meet me, and you will pass by my mosque and my grave. Upon hearing this, Sayyidina Mu'adh began to cry. During the farewell Hajj, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said several times, perhaps after this year you will not meet me again. Perhaps after this year I will not be able to perform Hajj. The Quranic words, today Allah has perfected the religion of Islam, also indicated that the Prophet Muhammad had completed his mission in this world. For this reason, that Hajj was called the farewell Hajj, as he bid farewell to people in preparation for his journey to his Lord. After the farewell Hajj, how long did the Prophet remain in this mortal world, and when did he depart? Today we will inform you about the story of his passing and the events that took place. Therefore, be sure to watch this video until the end. Before moving forward, we request that if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, Mystical Islam, please subscribe now and press the bell icon so that all our upcoming new videos reach you on time and with ease. Esteemed viewers, at the end of the month of Safar, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, went to Jannatul Baqi at night. He prayed for the forgiveness of the people of Baqi and said, we will also join you soon. On the last Monday of the month of Safar, the Prophet went to Baqi with a funeral procession. Lady Aisha narrates that when the Prophet returned from Baqi, she was experiencing a headache and said, "Oh, my head." Hearing this, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Rather by Allah, O Aisha, my head." This was the beginning of his illness. After this, the Prophet continued to spend days alternately with each of his wives until his illness worsened. At that time, he was at the house of Lady Maimuna, and he began asking, "Where will I be tomorrow?" This meant that he wished to stay at Lady Aisha's house. The noble wives gave permission for him to stay where he wished. The Prophet left with the support of Sayyidina Fadl bin Abbas and Sayyidina Ali, may Allah be pleased with them, dragging his feet on the ground, and moved to Lady Aisha's house. Lady Aisha narrates that when the Prophet came to her house, his illness worsened. He said, "Pour 7 water bags on me, whose ties have not been untied, so that I may advise the people." This was done, and after the water was poured, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Stop now, people, you have fulfilled the task." At that time, he had a bandage tied around his head. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, went to the mosque, sat on the pulpit, and delivered a sermon. He advised, "The people before you used to turn the graves of their prophets into places of prostration. Do not turn graves into places of prostration, for I forbid you from this." He also said, "May Allah curse the Jews and Christians, for they turned the graves of their prophets into places of prostration." He then advised the people, saying, "Do not make my grave an idol that is worshipped." He presented himself for accountability and advised goodness for the Ansar. He said, "A man has been given a choice between this world and what is with Allah, and he has chosen what is with Allah." Hearing this, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him, began to cry, saying, "We would sacrifice our fathers and mothers for you." The Prophet also advised concerning prayer, slaves, and concubines. He said, "I am leaving 2 things among you. If you hold fast to them, you will never go astray: the Book of Allah and my Sunnah." Despite the severity of his illness, the Prophet continued to lead prayers. However, on the Thursday night of Aisha, he performed ablution but fell unconscious when he tried to stand. After regaining consciousness, he performed ablution again, but the same thing happened. This occurred 3 times. Finally, he sent a message for Abu Bakr to lead the people in prayer, and from that point on, Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, led 17 prayers during the Prophet's, peace and blessings be upon him, lifetime. On the Monday of the 12th of Rabiul Awal, the Prophet lifted the curtain of his blessed room and saw the companions engaged in the Fajr prayer. Seeing this, he smiled with happiness. His health was deteriorating. Lady Aisha supported him as he lay down. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, called his beloved daughter Sayyida Fatima and whispered something to her. She began to cry. He whispered again, and she smiled. Later, Lady Aisha asked her what was said. After the Prophet's passing, Sayyida Fatima said, "He told me he would soon leave this world, and I wept. Then he told me I would be the first of his family to join him, so I smiled." As the day progressed, the Prophet's condition worsened. Lady Fatima said, "Oh, the suffering of my father." The Prophet replied, "After today, your father will never suffer again." He kissed his grandsons, Hassan and Hussein, and advised his wives. When the time of departure drew near, he repeated, "Prayer, prayer, and kindness to your slaves." Lady Aisha supported him, and she saw a miswak, toothstick, in her brother's hand. She softened it and gave it to him. He used it, then washed his face and said, "There is no God but Allah. Indeed, death has its agonies." The angel of death sought permission to enter. Jibril, peace be upon him, informed him that Allah had given him the choice to stay in the world or to return to his Lord. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, raised his hands and said, "With the prophets, the truthful, the martyrs and the righteous, O Allah, forgive me, have mercy on me, and let me join the highest companion." With these words, the hand of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, dropped, and his soul departed to meet the highest companion. Indeed, to Allah we belong, and to him we shall return.